I'm in the SDR right now, subject treatment.
Okay, this is the Committee on Parole. We're in Baton Rouge. You can see from our name tags who we are from our name plates. We're here to in reference to your request for a parole. Time is 11:57 in the morning. The date is still August 6th of 2025. We've had several hearings before this and several that are right there at Louisiana State Penitentiary. So the staff, I'm sure there is the same. And so we hate to tell you there are a number of people on Zoom, and I know you got some supporters, and we have some that are in opposition. But because of the fact that we have a board member that feels like it would be appropriate to recuse themselves from this particular hearing, and it has to be three of us that hear. So we're going to have to reschedule this, and we really apologize for any inconvenience that it caused anyone. We didn't realize until, and things like this occur occasionally, we didn't realize that there was a conflict. And so to be fair to everyone involved, the pros and the ones that are against, we need to reschedule this. So as of 11:59 this morning, we're going to reschedule this particular hearing. So we're sorry for all the inconvenience. We truly are. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Good afternoon, Mr. Vickers. I think y'all are on mute over there. There we are. So would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
My name is Kenneth Houston Vickers Jr. and my DOC number is 376309.
All right. And so we have some folks that have joined us by Zoom. We have Mr. Andrew Hundley with the Parole Project. Mr. Channing Blake is also joined, I believe. And then we have your daughter, Ashlyn, who's on Zoom, and she'll be speaking in support. We do have opposition representing the victims. We have Nicole Duplashan, Dana Galvin, Anna Orlando, Caleb Ordwin, and Ryan Oakwant, all of whom will be speaking and will ask for their comments at the appropriate time. So first, and you've been through this process before, so you know how it works. I'm just going to dive right in. Your case was assigned to me. So you're classified as a second felony offender. You're currently serving 3 40-year consecutive sentences for manslaughter. You were sentenced in Evangeline Parish, March 7, 2003. Your parole eligibility date was May the 9th, 2022. And your good time date is in 2103. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am, I believe it is.
So tell us then, you were heard in, let's see, denied in 2022. First, you applied for pardon in 2019 because you didn't have parole eligibility. You were denied at that time. Then you became parole eligible. So in August of 22, you had a parole hearing and you were denied at that time. And I think I was on that panel and recommended that you needed some inpatient substance abuse treatment. We still have the same opposition that was mentioned to you then. It's still present today. But, and then it was noted in that record, it was insufficient time served for 3 murders. Now, today, for those my colleagues weren't on that panel, I want you to tell the panel why you're in jail, what'd you do? And why do you think now's the time to consider you for early release?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
I'm in here. Excuse me. First off, I'm ashamed that I have to be sitting here because of my foolishness. I'm here because I took the lives of my wife, Brandy, my good friend, Michelle Oquay, and my good friend, Jennifer Legier. Can I take the time? I want to take the time to sincerely apologize to Brandy's family, Michelle's family, and Jennifer's family. I'm so truly sorry. I apologize for my actions, and I know what I say or do ain't gonna make nothing better. I just want y'all to know I'm truly sorry. I'm sorry to my community I was in. I'm sorry to all the law enforcement that was involved, and I'm sorry to their friends. But since I've been incarcerated, I've taken the time to make me a better man, because I knew if I was ever afforded to get out of this prison, I didn't want to be the same person I was. My addiction dictated my actions. I've taken the programs I feel that's helped me. My change didn't come right away. I had to put forth the effort. And all the DLC programs, they're wonderful. And if a man wants to change, they truly can. But you have to want it. And I wanted it. I thought I knew everything about everything. I'm going to AA every Saturday. And the program you got me in, the one you recommend me to go to, I learned I don't know everything. Because I didn't know how I was changing or what caused my beliefs, my thoughts. And this program has truly touched me in a way to where if am released, I want to be able to volunteer teaching that. Or if not, work with DOC, getting paid either way. But I want to be involved in it. I've learned over the years, life ain't about me. It's about the people around me, the people I can mentor, people that I can help, just in general, whether it's in the community or whatever. But I truly believe this STR program, it really changed my life. And we have a wonderful facilitator that holds us accountable. And I appreciate the opportunity to be able to sit in front of you today. I had other things to say, but my mind's going a million miles an hour, and I apologize.
I'll have some specific questions for you in a little while. First, we'll hear from the people that are here today. First, we'd like to hear from Warden Van Oy.
Yes, ma'am. Kenneth lives and works in our most trusted area. He's assigned up at the dog kennels. He's been there a long time. He has no disciplinary reports since he's been here. He has 0 reports. He has attended the NOBTS, got his bachelor's there. I'm showing that he's taken victim awareness, 100 hours, thinking for a change, and a low Tiger score. And as I said, he is in one of our most trusted positions. You have to be beyond reproach to be where he's at.
Notice that. Yep.
Do what he-
Thank you, Warden.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hunley, can we hear from the Parole Project?
Andrew Hunley with Louisiana Parole Project, here to inform the board that Kenneth Vickers is a client of our organization. We were with him for his last parole hearing. So we continue to offer him our support in the event he's released, based on the same reasons that we appeared with him at his last parole hearing. As Warden Vanoy mentioned, he's been assigned to the dog pen for 14 years now. It's where he has a lot of responsibilities and an incredible amount of trust. We feel, based on his skills that he's demonstrated, that he would be able to meet the criteria and the expectations of our program and parole. At this point, we'd also like to point out that, as the board's probably aware, he completed additional programming since his last parole hearing. So he did take advice from the board and follow up on recommendations from his last parole hearing. And I'm sure the board will ask him about those things. Our organization is willing to offer him long-term housing in our program. We recognize that he cannot go back to the community where he's caused harm, and we're offering him an opportunity to, if he's given an opportunity for release, to restart in one of our residential reentry houses. But it would be a long-term housing with us, long-term sobriety plan. Our staff social workers submitted a letter to you. They've already done an assessment and have made some recommendations, but this would obviously be a very long-term sobriety plan that we would need to put into place with Mr. Vickers. But if he is released, he has access to all the resources that our organization has to offer to assist him with his reintegration. We stand by if you have any questions related to his reentry. Thank you.
Yes. And then we have Ashlyn Vickers. Ashlyn, we'd like to hear from you.
Hi, I'm here today with a heartfelt plea for the release of my father, Kenneth Vickers. Throughout his time in prison, he's not only taken responsibility for his past, but has committed himself to a profound journey of healing, growth, and service to others. His transformation is a testament to the power of hope, faith, and determination. While he's been in prison, my father has earned a bachelor's from the New Orleans Theological Seminary, and that's an achievement that speaks volumes about his dedication to bettering himself. But his growth extends far beyond his academics. While he's in seminary school, he completed a one-year program called Malachi Dads, and his work in Malachi Dads program reflects his deep commitment to being a better father and role model. After receiving his bachelor's in the seminary school, he facilitated the faith-based program for 2 years and guided fellow inmates towards education and spiritual renewal, and he has become a beacon of light and encouragement to those around him. He also volunteered his time in prison for 10 years to the toy shop rebuilding bicycles for children who wouldn't have anything at Christmas. And I think this selfless act of kindness shows the compassionate heart that drives him, a heart that seeks to give and to heal. He's also become a tutor, dedicating countless nights to helping reentry students prepare for a fresh start, proving his belief in second chances. His active participation in AA meetings and support for others battling addiction also further demonstrates his commitment to recovery and community. And my father's journey has been one of redemption and hope, but it's also one of preparation for the future. He's built a foundation of faith, education, and service that equips him to be a positive force in society. He is ready to reunite with his family, contribute meaningfully to the community, and live a life defined by responsibility and love. I humbly ask you to see the man that he has become, not the man of his past. Please grant him the opportunity to continue his path of transformation outside of the prison walls. Your decision will not only change his life, but will also give hope and healing to our family. Thank you deeply for your time and your consideration.
And Ashlyn, confirm for me, you are Brandy Vickers' daughter?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now we'll move to the opposition representing the victims, their survivor victims. First, could we hear from Nicole Duplichan?
Can you hear me?
Ma'am.
Okay, I couldn't get it to unmute. Yes, y'all keep talking about second chances, and he's done so much to prove he wants to better himself. Second chances, our families that were murdered that night do not have second chances. We are still dealing with the wounds of getting over the grief of that void in our hearts. It's good that he tried to better himself, but to me, that's just a game. That is all a game into doing the steps you got to do to make yourself look good. Say, I'm a changed person. If he was sincere about being such a good person, he could have been honest. He could have been honest, and there had been an outcome that would have changed a lot of things in this whole situation where he wouldn't be there, but somebody else would. And honestly, it's hard for me. I have forgiven and I'm letting God handle this, but it's not fair to the families for y'all to talk about giving him a second chance because he's a changed person when you know how the racket goes. They go through the steps in the classes and getting the diplomas and praise Jesus to make it look like they have changed their life. They have turned their life around. I don't believe it. I don't believe it because uh, I I grew up with that boy next door to me and looked at him as a little brother. He would come in my house every day. We would hang out. He was like a little brother to me. And for him to go to the lengths of killing somebody he considered a sister in the way that it happened and was a part of that plan, whether he actually pulled the trigger or not, he was just as guilty. He was just as guilty because it took one phone call to stop this whole thing, and that never happened. Our families have been forever torn apart, and the children involved in this will forever be damaged. Whether I get Kenneth's children wanting their daddy out, but in that same aspect, my niece and step nephew would love to have their mother. You know, they would love to be able to hang out at the holidays and be able to go to them with their life problems and the mama, I need you. Mama, I need you for this. Please tell me what to do. They don't have that option. Our lives are forever destroyed. I get he served a lot of time. Then again, he could have changed this whole outcome because he is just as guilty as the other person involved. The other person involved is out walking free. That could have been him. That could have been Kenneth walking free and that other person there. So, as far as me saying, give him a second chance, that is so hard for me to do because I just don't see genuine. I know how the racket goes with the prison system. And they all take these courses and they get their degrees and their diplomas and they study law and they study on what to say and they talk with the other inmates and say, this is what you need to do. I'm not stupid. My family's been in the jail system with dealing with inmates. I mean, they worked at the prisons. I know how it goes. I've forgiven him, but the pain is still there. And it's not fair that we have to go to the cemetery to go visit our family. And he's wanting to go home and hang out with his kids and his grandkids.
Okay.
There's that's not justice to me. I mean, I know he's done a lot of time, but it's not right. And I just don't see him being that sincere.
Thank you. Your input is noted. Thank you. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. And we'll move to Ms. Dana Galvin.
Hey, can you hear me?
Dan.
Hi, good morning. Or I guess maybe afternoon,
Oh,
I'm not real sure. Um, there's a lot to say here, and I won't go into it like I did the last time. I still don't buy that what he says. I still don't buy that he doesn't remember. I still don't buy that he blames it on alcohol. when from day one that he met my sister till he got her pregnant and got married to her. The very night he married her, he threatened her life. He can blame alcohol all he wants, and say he made this mistake because of his addiction. But there were several times he had threatened to kill my sister sober. Um, there's their marriage was not peaceful by any means. I feel like it hasn't even been 24 years. I feel like he's being selfish now, just like he was selfish that night. These hearings are all about him. He wants to get out. One of my sister's kids, I understand she wants him out. She wants her dad. She wants that piece of her that is missing. But this is all selfish on him. He may say he's sorry. I don't feel that he is sorry. He is sorry that he got caught. And um, Jennifer's sister's correct. Like had he told the truth about everything that happened that night, maybe we'd be in a different chair. Maybe we'd be thinking different. But he was not honest about that night. He's still not honest about that night. He's never going to be honest about that night. Um, this wasn't a crime of passion. This was premeditated murder of 3 women in front of her children. He always made it very clear that Brandy belonged to him, that he would kill her if she ever tried to leave. My sister did get away once. She moved to Texas. That was not peaceful either. I witnessed a lot of things that he put my sister through. I tried very much to remain neutral in their marriage. I looked up to him as my brother. That was all a slap in the face. These hearings are a slap in the face. He only cares about himself, and he's trying to see when his pity is going to work on y'all. I hope that never happens. I pray he stays there forever. He agreed. This was a plea deal of 120 years. Plea deal to keep the needle out of his arm. And here we are, not even 24 years later. And this is what the 3rd hearing that we've had about this. Does he not realize how much he re-victimizes us every time he does this? I forgave Kenneth a long time ago because I said it was the right thing to do. I believe in God. I believe everybody deserves forgiveness. But I also believe if he were a man, he would not be asking for this. He knows what he did. He did it out of hate and spite and possessiveness and control. And he needs to sit where he is.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
I understand I do understand he's a model prisoner, and I get all that. I know when they say all that, he's done this, he's done that, just like Jennifer's sister. I get that. That's great for him. He may have been a changed person, but he needs to be a changed person in prison. If he wanted to be, he's a model inmate. What he should have been was a model husband, a model father, model brother, model citizen. He took that away that night. He did that to himself and to my sister and 2 other women and all these kids.
Yes,
I don't know
ma'am.
how he can do that. And shame on Governor Bell Edwards for allowing this to happen. Shame on the guys that pushed this through, and shame on our governor now for still allowing this to happen. so soon. I
Thank you.
appreciate y'all's time. Appreciate y'all listening, and my only prayer is that y'all make the right decision today.
Thank you. We appreciate hearing from you.
Always. I always speak of sister. Always.
Okay, we'll move now to Anna Orlando. You're still on mute, maybe? Maybe you need a volume up? No, can't hear you. Nothing. I don't think she has like anything plugged in. Do you have anything plugged into your device? No, she says no. We're gonna call you. I think she's calling your phone. On the phone, we will do it that way.
Okay, so mute your mic on your side.
You go ahead. If you talk on the phone, we'll be able to hear you on this phone. So go ahead.
Sorry about that.
That's
I
okay.
apologize. So I am Jennifer Landry's daughter. Well, first off, I'm glad for all the steps that you've taken to become a model prisoner. I think that those are awesome. Those are good things to be able to have, and to be able to have a relationship with the Lord and your family as well. But I think where you need to stay is in prison. You need to be a model prisoner to fellow prisoners. You need to be an example to them for the ones that do have an opportunity to be able to get out of prison. You took the lives of 3 women. You took 3 mothers away from 7 children. Like my aunt said, we don't have the opportunity, and that even for me, my brother, and even Molly and Ashlyn and Houston, yes, we can go to you or we can go to our dad, but it's not the same. I wanted my mom, and I wasn't able to have her. I couldn't cry to her whenever something was wrong. I couldn't celebrate the birth of my children with her. She wasn't there on my wedding day. You robbed me of that. And 24 years later, this is a slap on the wrist if you get out. This is a slap. It's not justice if you get out for this. They don't deserve that. We don't deserve that. But whatever does happen is in the Lord's hands, or whatever's decided. But I appreciate y'all's time, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you for speaking to us today. All right, moving on to Caleb Ordwin.
How are y'all doing today?
How are you?
Well, having to relive this every so often really sucks. I'm Caleb Ardwin. My mother was Michelle Oquin. I want to start this off a little differently. At the beginning of this whole ordeal, we started the conversation with 40 years consecutively for each murder. We're at 24 years now. We haven't even met the first one yet. So the fact that we're having to continue relive this every few years, I find to be absolutely ridiculous. I don't care that he has been in there and he's done well. I don't care that he's done everything that he needs to do to get out. He robbed me and both of my brothers of our mother, of the opportunity to ever spend time with her, the opportunity to have children and her see them, us being married. It's very hard on us on our end because we get to talk to ourselves as we stand over the top side of a concrete block. It really sucks. And the fact that we're only 24 years into this and he's trying to get out, it I find it to be a little disrespectful. That being said, obviously y'all's decision is what makes or breaks this whole situation, but please don't let that man out. He doesn't deserve to be free. He doesn't deserve to be walking. He doesn't deserve to be out here. If he did, he wouldn't have done what he did. And what he has done is robbed us of everything that we've ever had. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir. And then I think we have Ryan Oakland.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, so I'm gonna follow up with what my little brother Caleb just said and my sister said. I'm the son of Michelle. She was my mother, Michelle O'Quinn. I'm gonna agree with all those things. I don't think it's very fair that he's done all these great things in prison, like taking care of dogs. I've taken care of many dogs over my years, and that doesn't make a person better. I'm sorry to tell you. I mean, those are cool things, but that doesn't make you a better person. I'm sorry, brother. But I'm gonna read you what I wrote. For a long time, I thought about what I was gonna say. I've never really understand why you think you deserve freedom when you have ruined so many lives. 7 children had to grow up without parents because of your actions. Many families have suffered, and we still suffer every day from the horrible things you've done. You have deeply affected my life, my siblings' lives, and many other victims involved. We try to move on with this stuff all the time, but we're forced to keep fighting with it every time you do this, every few years. So we shouldn't have to make sure that you stay in jail. Monsters like you that can so easily take the lives of 3 people should not get to experience the luxury of freedom. Look at my biological father, his partner in crime throughout this whole entire thing. He should be the perfect example of what happens when you don't get rehabilitated the proper way in prison. And I do not believe Kenneth has been rehabilitated properly. His partner in crime has gotten out of jail early, and he's moved on to get several DWIs, which I don't understand how he still walks the streets. I wish I could understand that, for one. But so for me to think prison has rehabilitated Kenneth Vickers does not make any sense at all, if I'm being honest. This all feels like a huge slap in the face, and to even be considering him is very disturbing. Is really, really disturbing. This society is not ready for a monster like that. I promise y'all, it's not. It's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing and frustrating to have to keep begging y'all to keep this man behind bars. A charge like triple homicide should not even be considered for anything less than life in prison. No questions asked. The fact that we even have to keep begging and pleading is very concerning in itself. I hope that all of y'all think hard about the decisions y'all have to make with Kenneth Vickers. But I just want to know how many times we have to keep living the same nightmare, because it's not fair. And I think he really needs to fulfill his full sentence. And all I want to say is to my mom, Miss Jennifer, Miss Brandy, we all love y'all and we miss y'all every single day. And I really hope y'all can find peace one day. Thank y'all.
Thank you, sir. And thanks to, everybody who spoke today, both in favor and in opposition. We take all of it into consideration. There's been a lot said here, Mr. Vickers. I don't have any particular questions. Mr. Freeman, you have questions?
No,
I have a lot of questions in my mind about the whole situation, but I don't know that that serves any purpose today in having that discussion. Is there anything you'd like to say to us? You. Yes, you.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Again, I want to tell each one of the kids, all the family members. I truly am sorry. I know my sister-in-law thinks I'm faking or whatever, but I'm not. I don't lead my life no more. I used to let alcohol lead my life. Jesus leads my life. And I hope one day I can find forgiveness. I truly am sorry.
So I can see the remorse, and I believe you are remorseful. Now, I'll say this, I've carefully looked at all the information provided, and it was very extensive. We've heard from victims in writing, and we've heard from them today. And, I do want to acknowledge you do have an excellent institutional record. You've clearly taken responsibility for improving yourself within the prison. You've taken advantage of programs, and your educational achievements are impressive, and that's noted, and you're commended for that work. And I think your record shows you've demonstrated a sustained positive behavior, and you've had support from the warden and the prison staff, and that all was also given serious consideration. While I do commend your work, I also have to weigh the severity of the crime against the time served. You were sentenced for murdering 3 people. And this, to me, the disparity between the time served, less than 25 years, and the aggregate 120-year sentence that we talked about, is a significant factor that I cannot overlook. I'm also required to consider the sentiment of the victims and the broader community as well. We have very adamant, strong opposition from the prosecutor, from the law enforcement community. Of course, we've heard the strong opposition from the people who spoke today. So that emotional weight and is paramount in my decision. I have come to the difficult decision, and it's not easy. None of what we do is easy, but my vote today is going to be to deny your parole today. I agree with them. I just don't think the time served is commensurate with the profound loss of life in your case. I do encourage you to stay the course. Mr. Prater.
I concur.
And Mr. Green.
I agree with everything, Chairman Knox said.
Mr. Vickers.
Yes,
Today,
ma'am.
you're parole been denied. I wish you well, sir.
I appreciate the opportunity.